Hey mates, and welcome to MtMtE. I'm your host, Blind Prime, and for today we're going to be covering a special video, a 2-pack of G.I. Joe Classified series. I have been waiting to bring this to you because I've been wanting it for a while. See, I have Coral and Falcon, the Nightforce 2-pack. It's in front of me with the Ram Cycle, the first Ram Cycle that was released, and is it Crazy Legs or is it Footloose? I think it's Footloose and Ripcord that came with the Dragonfly. Mainly, I've been wanting a couple of Nightforce characters to round out a nice little squad because I had 2 Nightforce characters that came with the Dragonfly, and I wanted 2 more to give myself a nice little 4-person squad. And the answer to my prayers was the Nightforce, Falcon, and Coral. The Coral's awesome. And the Falcon's awesome, and we're going to talk about it in depth today from the blind perspective. I just wanted you to know it is a good deal to get these 2 characters, and it's also kind of hard to find Falcon. I had never been able to find Falcon in the wild, and Coral's a new character, so you get 2 good characters at a decent price, I think. And today we're going to go into it in depth and talk about the accessories that come with the package, talk about, my feelings on it, my thoughts on it, and then we'll end with the final grade of this product, in my opinion, and let you know, do I think it's a good buy or not? And I'll be honest with you straight up, I do think it's a good buy, spoiler alert. So let's go ahead and get rid of Ripcord. I gave Ripcord a jetpack so he could, Ripcord jetpack. And we'll set him here next to Bumblebee. And I will move away. So Falcon, you'll shift. Shouldn't have grabbed him by his hat. That's a good solid seal on that hat, though. Hey, oh, I screwed something. Oh, nuts. So good thing we just moved that off. We'll just set that there. And here is Footloose. I'm pretty sure it's Footloose. It could be Crazy Legs, but I'm pretty sure it's Footloose. So we'll put him there, and he's got the, he's wearing the WWE belt because he won the last year's Best of 2024. I considered him the best action figure I received all year. I did like him the most, and that's why he got the award. Now, let us talk about Falcon and Coral, but first we'll bring up their accessories, because accessories are always fun to talk about, and then we'll talk about them. So we're going to move Falcon. He's just going to kind of come over here, and, well, first off, we're going to pull from his belt his pistol, and then we will pull from his little harness thing here. There is another pistol slot. Not a pistol slot, but there is a knife slot. I'm not getting that knife out. That's a curved blade. It's a really small curved blade. It's kind of neat looking. Kind of reminds me of something that I read in a book about sheiks carrying, where they carry a curved knife with them, and it kind of feels like that. But I don't know if he's it. I honestly couldn't tell you the religion of Falcon. I don't know if they ever told you the religion of Falcon. Falcon is, of course, Duke's brother. I think brother-in-law? I honestly don't know enough about Joe's. Set him over there, and let's get to these accessories. I'm being very careful because some of this stuff is... These guys like to fall over sometimes. Okay, alright, so first off, we got this fun backpack. This backpack is really neat, and one YouTuber out there told us where it was from, and I totally forgot where this backpack comes from, but apparently it's from another character, maybe Dial Tone, maybe Dial Tone or something like that, because it's got a little antenna, and it's a radio backpack. It also has this nice little knife sheath on the side for a big old knife that can be pulled out, though, there's no radio, which is a bit sad. Like, it'd be cool if there was a radio to pull out, but you got this rope that feels like it's kind of etched in there slightly. It's a little coil of rope, and you got a few water bottles down here at the bottom, and then on the side you have the knife sheath. It's just kind of a square, a bunch of stuff. There is what feels like a radio on one side, on the opposite side from the knife sheath, but you can't pull it off or anything like that. It's just sculpted in there. and it's got a little port to plug them into the back, which isn't too bad. And it's also got some wonderful textures. The textures on this weird square radio backpack are pretty nice. And then on the interior where it would rub against the back, they actually textured that too. I don't know why they textured that. It isn't like you'll ever see it. But that's still pretty cool. I like that. That's a neat little, little details. The little things, right? So we'll set this thing off to the side, and that way I don't accidentally bump it or anything like that. And move, like I just did there. We're just gonna set you guys off over here to the side, so you can sit there. And Coral, where did you go again? Oh no, Coral. Who did you take out? Oh, you didn't take anybody out. That's awesome. Okay. Held on to it for as long as you possibly could. Okay. The other stuff is there. That's good. Excuse me. Let's set the Coral over there next to Falcon, and we'll talk about her gun when we get to what I deem as her accessories, which aren't really as many as you may think. So, Falcon has this really neat looking pistol. It's got a really long, it's got an extended magazine on the handle. And for the most part, it's a normal pistol other than that, though it is a bit smaller. So it may not be his, it may be Coral's, but there's another pistol in here somewhere. Here it is. Here's the other pistol that's a bit more on the normal sizing. You compare these two pistols together, and one has a definitely longer handle than the other one, and it'd be neat if you could pull out that extended magazine, but you can't. And the one with the extended mag seems to be more of a slimmed down gun with the textures on it, and the one without the extended mag, it feels like it's a bigger caliber weapon. It's a larger weapon. So I'm probably going to give the extended mag one to Coral, and the non-extended, your butt cream. The non-extended one to Falcon. So we're going to set the extended mag and the non-extended mag over here in the corner. We're just going to set them down over here. Nice pistols overall, and they're really nice, made of good solid plastic. Speaking of weapons, we've got some fun weapons to talk about over here. I'm lining them up real quick as I get them assorted, so we can talk about them from coolest to I guess from non-coolest to coolest, right? Yeah, that's the correct way to talk about these weapons. So we'll assort them like that, because there are some really cool weapons, and then there's just some weapons. And there we go. Yeah, that seems about right. So the mehest weapon of them all, or the weapon that we've gotten a few of so far, and in addition to that, we've gotten them in different with different types of ammunition cartridges. So now you can actually plug in different cartridges, and that's cool. And this guy is, of course, what I think is the M16 lookalike. I'm 70% sure that's an M16 lookalike, and it's made of that good solid plastic. None of that rubber stuff. Oh, it makes me so happy. It means a gun of this size won't be weighing your action figure's joints down, unlike that thing that came with the HMS. And, it had that big laser that was just a big rubbery accessory that weighs his arms down, and I just put in a bid because I was like, no matter how much I think it's cool, I don't feel like destroying the joints of my action figures. So there is this. It's a fun little piece, fun little machine gun, and that is the least cool one. The next one up on the list would have to be, honestly, it's going to be this guy. This guy is a shotgun. We get another shotgun. We don't get many shotguns, and this time we get another collapsing stock weapon, like with the Dragonfly, except this one extends a stock out from the back that changes this. If it's folded up, you got yourself a pistol grip shotgun that has a nice, really well done textured grip on the front, and you could feel it. Oh, it is excellent. That is nice. Feels like I can almost chalk around in here by pulling that thing down. That's how real it feels. And then you have this extended magazine at the top, or not extended magazine, the whatever you call this thing, the stock. That's pretty cool. I like this little collapsing shotgun. I think it's a fun little accessory to add, and it adds a lot of flavor to the Joes. From what I understand, this set is a lot of reuse from others, so this piece has actually shown its face somewhere else, but I do not own that figure. Now, set this down, and next one on the list is one that I consider, now I'm not sure what this one's actually called, if it has a real-life replica or real-life duplicate, but this one reminds me a lot of the Thompson from World War II games, like Return to Wolfenstein. It's got instead of it having a big round ammunition barrel, it's got a big square box hanging down between the front grip and the rear pistol handle, where the little trigger is at and stuff. And that's pretty awesome. You can pull that piece out, but I don't want to because I like how everything lines up, and I don't want to screw that up. But I know by just pulling on it a little bit, it is loose. It means you can exchange this for another one, and this is a similar gun to some submachine guns we've gotten in the past, except this one's more on the heavy-duty machine gun. Like I said, it looks more like a Thompson than it does a submachine gun. Like submachine guns have that second grip, and then the barrel would end right past that, but this one goes on a bit more. Nice little gun, has some decent weight to it, not rubbery at all, nice and solid, and I love that ammunition barrel. I just like that little box with the bullets coming out the side of it that go up and into the gun. That's a fun little feature. Now, finally, we've got one of the weirder and cooler guns that we've gotten in G.I. Joe, in my opinion. This, I didn't know what it was until I gave it a nice think and looked up some people talking about it. This is a grenade launcher. It spins because it's a revolver grenade launcher. So every time you pull the trigger, it goes plunk, and then it spins, and goes plunk, and then spins, and goes plunk, and shoots grenades. I thought that was really cool. And no, I'm blanking on his name right now. The guy that wears the vest in the Arctic, that dude, he came with a terrible grenade launcher that I hated, and you would have to destroy to get him to hold it properly. So it's nice to finally get a good, decent grenade launcher because I can give it to him finally, and I have him wielding a grenade launcher for the first time in a while. That's awesome. I consider this the best accessory of them all. The sculpt work on it is, of course, just as good as everything else. The textures are amazing. They don't fail with this, and it's not too rubbery. There are rubbery parts to this gun because it's a multi-piece weapon, but it's not that nasty rubbery stuff. This is good. This is good stuff. All right, next up on the list are the heads. Or we can talk about the flashlights. Do we have the flashlights? We got the flashlights. The flashlights I'm a little annoyed by, and so I figured we'll talk about those next. Let me find the other flashlight. Where did it go? Okay, we've already lost a flashlight. Oh, wait, here it is. Yeah, there's the other hand too. Nice. So these flashlights, I gotta say, it was cool when we get them normally, because these flashlights will come with characters, and the characters will have a spot on their body to put the flashlight. I don't have any spots for this, but what I do have are some characters that carry silencers that I'm like, I really don't want you carrying a silencer anymore. I would like you to have something else. And this feels about the right width of a silencer, so maybe these can fit in my in the little silencer circles that some of the characters have on their legs in front of their pistols. So maybe that's something I can do, and then they have a couple of characters who can wield flashlights. But I haven't found where you're supposed to put the flashlights for these characters here. Though I do have an idea, and I'm going to set the flashlights off to the side to mention it later in the video. And we're going to set those two guys off. There's not really much more to talk about them. We've come across these flashlights. I think Outback had one. It's got a little grip painted on it or etched into it, and a little flashlight with a dial so that you can twist and adjust the beam of the flashlight. Really neat. So, oh, and they are right angle flashlights, meaning that you hold the battery, and instead of you holding the battery and the light being directly in line with the batteries, there's a little right angle that's taken, and the light is sticking forwards if you're holding the battery in your fist, with the battery sticking from floor to ceiling. Okay, that is those two guys. Wait, did I lose one already? No, cool, they're together. Nice. Okay, next step is let's talk about the final weapon over here. And we'll talk about some more things that go with it when we talk about Coral. But here is Coral's weapon, I assume. I'm not exactly sure. But this one's another one of those multi-weapons because the stock here has rubber to it. It's slightly rubbery, and you can twist that back and forth. But I don't advise it because I'm worried that that's a breakage point. It's got a little laser sight on the side, and it holds this weird little grappling hook thing. It's this odd grappling hook. It spreads out on either side and has a little loop on the front, and you can plug it into the gun. And I'm pretty sure it's a grappling hook. Then again, this gun may actually be with that grappling hook at it. I wonder if this actually just... Oh, I just figured out this gun. I just figured this gun out on camera. I've been wondering about it for a bit. Where's Coral? Cream, what did you do with her? Oh, here she is. Okay, so we've got Coral here. Coral has a few arrows. She doesn't have many. She only came with a couple arrows. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, and she came with 4 arrows. So we're going to pull out this arrow, because this is the biggest, bulkiest arrow, and I don't like it. I don't like the end of it. It's got a weird, bulky end. So we'll set her there, and what we do here is we plug in the grappling hook feeling thing, because that now feels more like a crossbow now that I have it set up like this. Then we take the arrow, and if you feel on top, the things that I thought were just the normal top of gun actually has a slit cut in the center of it. And this arrow, or this bolt, because this is a crossbow, and crossbows deal with bolts, not arrows, can go all the way in there. And look at that. She's got a crossbow with bolts. That's what it all is all about. And I was wondering about that. So that works out pretty good, in my opinion. I think that's really cool, and it's intuitive, and I like the design. The design is better now than the original crossbow designs that we got with Snake Eyes movie Scarlet and original Scarlet. Like, I have both Scarlets, and they each have a different crossbow. One's crossbow is in 2 pieces, and the other crossbow is in 1 piece. And this, look at that, snaps down, locks in place quite well. That is beautiful. Okay, so that's her little weapon that she comes with. And since we've got her here, we can talk about her next as soon as we talk about her other accessory, which will be these little fisticuffs. Not much more to say. She comes with fisticuffs. It's not very often we actually get some extra things with our G.I. Joes when it comes to hands, though I pray for C-grips. You know, she's supposed to drive the ram cycle, so it would have been really cool if we had gotten some C-grip hands for her. I prefer C-grips over fists any day of the week. So we're going to set those fists off to the side and talk about the helmets finally, or the extra heads. They don't come with extra helmets, sadly. It'd been cool if this was a helmet you could put on. But they're each the same, like they're very similar to the 2-pack that we got before with the Steel Corps Troopers. There's a smaller female head and a larger male head. The male one and the female one both have the same sculpt work to them. They both have the same ratchet feeling areas where it feels like a bunch of, ratcheted in, or not ratchets, rivets. There's a bunch of rivets all done through here. Really nice. These feel like heavy-duty steel helmets. They're really cool. And there's 2 of them. You get one for Coral and one for Falcon, in case you wanted to army build with this. And I do say this is a nice set to army build with. There are really, really nice pieces that come in this, especially these accessories. So back to Coral real quick, because that is the end of our accessories. She comes with 3 more bolts in addition to the big bulby one that I put there on the front. She comes 1, 2... Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's 3 more bolts. Yeah, I had them a little crowded in her holster. Let's uncrowd them a bit. There we go. And there. Yeah. So 3 and then 4, counting the one in the gun right now. In the rest of her body, she's got a knife somewhere. Just a single knife. Yeah, here it is. It's on her leg. And that's it. She doesn't have a place to put that other little pistol. Remember the pistol we were talking about earlier? Like, I really want her to have a place for it, but it doesn't seem like she does have a place for it. Unless it's this little bitty... She's got a little bitty pocket on her leg. It's a little strap with a little pocket. It's kind of funny. But there's no holster for a pistol, sadly. But let's talk about Coral and give you my thoughts on her. And since we have her in hand right now, I'm just moving stuff around, giving her a last, little feel. Now, the bottoms of her feet don't really have much going on here. There's not any real... There is some texture, like there's a roughness. It feels like this is boot tread, but that's about it for the bottom of the feet. The top of the feet have some wrinkles in the leather for the boot, and the articulation can allow it to move up and down by one click because it's on a ratchet. She can also spin her foot to make it look like it's broken, full kind of 360 degrees, and that's about it for the foot. Now we come up here to the rest of the foot. We got these boots that come all the way up to her knees, and it's part of the foot pattern. So you got these really nice, sleek feeling boots. Actually, I think they could be cowboy boots. Like they really remind me a lot of cowboy boots because of this texture right there on the side of each of them. There's 4 of these textures, and they're in a row, one on each side of the calf, and that is a very similar texture to cowboy boots. That's that thick leather spot that you use to pull the boot on properly. Because I have a pair myself. So I'm wondering if these are like specialized cowboy boots or something similar to that. They feel neat, and there's not really a way to put them on unless this groove I feel on the side is an extendy part. I don't know. But texture-wise, excellent. Moving up here to her leg, we've got a little bit of bunched up cloth between her knee area and the boot. And I love it when they do that, showing that this boot is a separate item and it's on top of her pants. Knee pad wise, she doesn't seem to have a knee pad sculpted in there that I can feel. Now, foot wise, she does have double jointed knees, which is excellent. The boot does swivel 360 degrees, which is excellent. Coming up here to her thigh, other than muscle tone and texture, we don't really have anything for the fabric. Like, she could basically be nude for all I know when it comes to the fabric on this upper thigh. I do wish they had given her a little more there, some sort of texture to symbolize cloth. But we're moving up. Now, she does have the typical... Does she have a typical... Yeah, she's got the Joe drop-down hinge. It's just very stiff, and it's not very wide. But her hip does kick sideways at a 90, kick forward at more than a 90, kicks back at less than a 90, and she's got a big old badonkadonk. And around here to the front, she doesn't really have any sort of armor around her waist area, but she does get this nice belt, and this belt does hold the quiver that holds the bolts from earlier, and they just rest there, kind of hanging loose on this little belt, and they usually rest above one leg or the other. Now, there is no sort of holder for the thing that she shoots with them, unless you're supposed to slip it in this little crook in the fabric, and I assume that's what you're supposed to do with it. So we'll actually play with that real quick to give you an idea of what this figure is up to. So here is the crossbow. Let's go ahead and remove the bolt from it. And what I'm assuming you do is you separate the front of the crossbow from the rear of the crossbow. And you come in here and you slide the crossbow front in there. And it's gonna latch on that little bit, and then you can take and put the front of the crossbow, and it can go there. Oh, let's see. Yeah, it doesn't really work too well, but I'm pretty sure it may look good. And now we can take the bolt itself, and we can take this bolt and put it back in amongst its other bolty friends. Yay, all the bolts are friends. Isn't that nice? So, that is something you can do with the side, and you can put the gun there. It does rest there. I think that it may look nice for displays, but otherwise, I don't really see the use in it. Now, let's go ahead and... It's actually in there decently well, too. That's nice. Now, moving up here to the chest area, because we can just work around it. There's a really intricate armor pattern on the chest. It comes all the way up, and it feels like she's wearing overalls, honestly. But we've got flak jacket kind of pattern going on, or at least the thickness of it. Feels like it's flakjack, like extra body armor on her chest region. Maybe there's a radio here. I think maybe that's a radio on the side, or is that another knife sheath? Actually, I don't know what that is. What is that? Is that a knife sheath? That is a knife sheath. What knife am I missing that requires a sheath like that? Oh, maybe not a knife at all. Maybe our friend Tiny Gun. Where's our friend Tiny Gun? Okay, there's one gun. Oh, I set them all up here so they wouldn't get knocked around, but then I stacked everything on top of everything so that what I'm looking for is at the bottom. Here it is. Here it is. Now this is the normal pistol. I need the abnormal one. Wait. Which one of these is the abnormal one? There it is. Okay. I got it right. Oh, something fell. Oh, it was just the front of the crossbow. Okay, so we got the abnormal gun here real quick, and let's take a look and see what's going on with this little sheath that I found. Can the abnormal gun fit in the sheath? If it does, that's kind of cool. Let's see. No, it doesn't look like it fits in the sheath unless you put it in handle first, which is weird. Yeah, there's supposed to be another knife, I guess, that I'm missing. Because she's got a sheath there that fits something. But what? That's the question. I mean, she's got a knife sheath down here on her leg that we could pull the knife out of. And that knife sheath can come up here to her shoulder. Can we just plug that knife, the dagger, into her shoulder area? Let's see. Yeah, you can just plug that into her shoulder area, but that doesn't really feel right. Though it is nice tight. It's a nice tight joint. But that cut in the side says that this isn't the right knife for that. The correct knife would have a different cut. So we're gonna find out the secret to that later on, because I do need to learn that and figure out what's going on. Why am I missing a knife? Moving up to her head. We have got, honestly, a very, very weird feeling head. It feels like maybe she's, I don't know. I don't know what's up with her hair. It feels odd. It's a bunch of lines crisscrossing. Maybe she's got a buzz cut or something. I'm not exactly sure. It's rough, though. It feels similar to Stalker's hair. So, I don't know. Now, her face, she's got a little nose, mouth. Not really much special about the face except these eyebrows. And these eyebrows aren't textured, which is sad. We usually get textured eyebrows. And then you get this really cut short hair, which I don't really know much about. But we do have a ear on either side, decently sculpted. Now, she has a collar that runs around, and then there's that thing on her shoulder, which we haven't figured out the answer for. There is something that's supposed to go there, but we don't know what. Oh, nuts. What did I just drop? Oh. Hey, could it be that? No, that's too big and bulky. So we're going to slide these guys over here to the side, and we are going to put her over there to the side, and we are going to bring out Falcon. Maybe Falcon has the answer to our problem. Do you have an extra weapon on you that maybe I misjudged? Like, I threw the knife in the corner over here. Do you think that wasn't the right place to put it? Let's see. Let's see if we take this knife that I thought I put in the right place on him, and we're going to try and put it on her, because it's got a handle that sticks out to the side. That was it. Look at that. The handle sticks out right at the cut in the fabric there. That makes more sense. And she can use her double jointed arm. Double joint your arm. I love that they're using the Glenda mold here. And squeeze it down just a bit more. Get one more joint out of that. Yes, yes. And then, oh, that's nice. Look at that. Look at that. She could just, can I actually just pull it out by using your hand? Yes. Oh, that's cool. Oh, you went up points. Oh, that was neat. Can you resheath it? Can you resheath it? Okay, all right. Asking her to resheath it in the same manner is a little much, but pulling it out, that was awesome. I think, you know, that gave her bonus points. That was cool. All right, let's. And she doesn't want to let go of it. Okay, and here it goes. All right, let's put it back. That was cool. That was cool. That's awesome. This thing is living on your Wait, it's not even. All right, there we go. Yeah, perfect, nice. Okay, we're gonna set her off to the side, and we're gonna talk about Falcon. Seeing as I just learned where that weapon went, I thought it went on Falcon, but I guess that means that he gets another pistol in that spot, because that spot is really tiny, and it doesn't seem like it holds anything. But maybe it holds a flashlight. Let's see. Raise your arm up, sir. We gotta play with you for a second and get this flashlight in there. Oh, come on. All right, we'll fight with it later. So let's talk about Falcon. I hope you're enjoying the episode so far, because I'm enjoying making this. This is a lot of fun. I like these guys. So bottoms of his feet, decent boot texture, exactly what we've come to expect. Feet move back and forth. We got that rotation. All the articulation that we had in Coral is here in Falcon. Texture-wise, excellent boot sculpt here. I'm loving the fact that we get these lace-up boots, and you get the laces all the way. It gives me, it kind of reminds me of wrestling, or just really nice army boots. And then you have the texture of the fabric tucked into the top of the boot. It's just exceptional. I love it when they give us that fun texture. We get this pants texture all the way up. These are some wrinkly pants. I guess they're made out of canvas or something, because he has just got wrinkles all over the place. He does have a nice knee pad on each of his legs, though. At least that's what I think it is by the textures. I'm assuming that's a nice knee pad. And it does seem like there's a strap texture going around. And I like it when they do that, because then it kind of hides the joint in the back, because that joint in the rear of the leg is, you know, where the strap is. And of course, there it goes. Yeah, double jointed knees on both of his legs. Really excellent. Really stiff joints, too. I love it. Coming up here, he's got thigh swivel on each of his thighs. He's got a strong drop-down hinge, typical G.I. Joe classified style. Kicks sideways at a 90, kicks up at more than a 90, kicks back at less than a 90. On one leg, on his right leg, he's got his pistol holder and a little container in front of it. And of course, you know, you can choose whichever one of the pistols you want him to hold. He has the extended mag or the normal sized pistol. And then amongst this, he's got a lot of stuff just kind of scattered around in this harness he's wearing. There's all sorts of textures mingled around in here. And then you have that spot that I thought held a knife, but apparently holds something else. I don't know what, but there's a little loop spot in the back to hold something. And I just like it when they do that, so that we have expansion ports. We can just put things on. Up here, he's wearing a really thick armored jacket of some sort. And I like his pauldrons. I forgot to mention that about Coral. She's got pauldrons as well. And I like what they do with them. They put them on these, they put them on the forearms, and they cover the upper arm. It's really well done. One of his arms feels like it has a bunch of shotgun shells in it, in the pauldron. The other arm just has a really nice texture to it and feel to it. And I'm wondering if there's a pattern there, if there's like the Nightforce symbol or something akin to that. Then his body armor on the front is just thick, and it does inhibit his ability to move, but he does have forward crunch, back crunch, and he can crunch side to side. And his hat just fell off. His hat holds on there very well. I just got to give it that. You know, that is a good hat, and really well done with the hat. Now, interestingly enough about this fedora, it's a smushed down one, not fedora. oh man, I'm drawing a blank. Beret, that's the word. Oh my god. Almost forgot the word for beret. So nice beret here. I like that it's a smushed down one with a little bitty the symbol that's sticking up. It's a fun little beret, and it's hiding his head, of course, which is really nice. It seems like he's got a shaved down head. He doesn't have much hair on his head. He does have not really much texturing in his eyebrows either, which is weird. They usually do the eyebrows, but it feels like maybe he's got some facial hair, but no, thinking more he's clean shaven. And at his head, there's not really much more to talk about. It spins 90 degrees. He doesn't really have much hair there, so there's nothing covering his ears or anything. He does have a buzz cut on the sides. We do get an ascot looking thing or feeling thing. You can take it off. I hope you could. It was supposed to be removable because mine was removable. You can put it back on. But that's a little accessory that he comes with. I'm guessing it's a charm necklace he wears. And that's just about it for him. Coming down here to the arms, we pull the pauldron down and we get this really, really beefy arm texture here. He's got some muscles, man. This guy he hits the gym. And it feels like this is the end of his shirt. Like the rest of, from that point down, he doesn't have a sleeve on. And let me know in the comments below if that's true. Like if he's short sleeved and the sleeve ends right above the elbow, where this pauldron covers, and then everything else is just no sleeve, just regular muscle. Then we come down here and he's wearing gloves. He's got what feels like a watch on one arm and what feels like a watch on the other arm, or watch on one arm and then some sort of balancer on the other to balance the watch out. And yeah, that's Falcon. I like Falcon. I like Coral. I think this is an excellent 2-pack. And I have to say, as 2-packs go, we get a really good Falcon. And we get another good figure, a female with with elbows. And that's always nice. Double jointed elbows on a female figure is wonderful. And then, of course, you can bring out the G.I. Joe Classified Series Ram Cycle here. And you can have her drive it. Because in the show, or at least in the comic, from what I understand, she was a ram cycle specialist. So get her knee to bend. That knee doesn't want to bend too much. There we go. There we are. And set her down on this. There we go. And her foot fits in there. And then her foot fits in down there. Turns out pretty good. Yeah, we can pull it forwards and there we are. Excellent. Well, that is a fun looking figure, fun looking 2-pack. I'm going to give this a grade S. I really think that they did a lot of good with this. This is a big turnaround from some of the things that we've gotten previously with the G.I. Joe Classified series. I love all the textures. Coral is going to be getting an A+ from me, not an S. Falcon gets the S, Coral gets the A+, but that's because they went really minimalistic on her textures. But to accent that, they went heavy on Falcon's textures. Falcon is an exceptional figure for the fingertips. Is just exceptional all the way around, and I'm glad to have him and her in my collection now. And I'm glad that you were able to join me today for this wonderful video. I've been Blind Prime. The thing sleeping somewhere in the room has been Cream the Cat. And this has been G.I. Joe Classified Series, More Than Meets the Eye. Please like, share, and subscribe. Comment below and let me know what is your favorite Nightforce G.I. Joe character that's come out so far. Until next Prime, bye-bye for now.